HaNy has a lot of feathers in her cap. She is one talented young lady, and she's set to take Korea by storm. And she is here right now for this exclusive interview on K-Pop Korner, her first ever UK radio interview. So give her a warm hand. We welcome HaNy Lee to the show. Hi and welcome to the show. Can you please just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your background?
So I'm Australian born, but my mummy and daddy are both Korean. I've got a lovely, lovely younger brother who is actually taller than me. And I was raised in Sydney, and I moved down to Melbourne when I was around 14, 15 years of age for filming Neighbours, the TV show. And then after that, a few years later, I ended up shipping off to Korea. So I'm a bit of a gypsy. I go here, I go there, I'm everywhere.
HaNy, how did you get involved with Neighbours? And how nervous were you when filming the first scene?
So I did the audition for the Neighbours TV show, and I waited for about 6 to 8 months for my results to come out. But by then I had forgotten all about it, and I just got the call back saying that I got the role for the show. And then I moved straight down to Melbourne to start filming, and my first scene, I don't even remember it because it was so long ago, but I remember how happy I was. It was a great moment.
What do you miss most about the show? The on-screen kiss scenes, perhaps? Or the chance to talk Korean on such a popular show? And did you just improvise for those Korean parts, or were they actually scripted?
Everything on Neighbours is scripted because it is a drama. I hardly got to improvise, but if I were to come up with new ideas, like change a few ways Sunny Lee was supposed to act, because I wanted to show the Korean way of doing it, not just the stereotypical Asian way that the Aussies, believed the Asians would do. And so I would discuss this previously with the directors and stuff.
Being on Neighbours is quite a big deal. So what made you move on from that role? Was the door left open for you to ever make a return, maybe with your character's parents in tow this time? Or are you just looking to do other acting roles instead?
I definitely did do other acting roles straight after Neighbours. Neighbours gave me a very, very great opportunity to be able to work professionally minded and professionally with other people, other shows, other jobs, and I even did Wentworth after that, which is another Australian TV drama. I did a few feature films and commercials as well, and so the acting never stopped. The jobs kept on coming in and rolling in, and so I've been blessed.
We checked out your behind-the-scenes video from Neighbours a few years back, and in it, you mentioned how singing was your passion at that time. Has that always been a childhood dream then, singing and performing?
Definitely. I had big dreams. I had many dreams when I was a young child. Just like many other children out there, that we all have dreams that we want to pursue. And singing, acting, anything to do with performing arts, I was a big fan of.
How did you find out about and then subsequently get involved with the audition process for Area Creations?
Last year, they were scouting for musicians, they were scouting for artists in the world, and lucky enough, I was found, and they had contacted me to see if I was interested as well, and definitely was.
Can you please tell us a little bit more about your experience during this process? Like what songs you sang and so on.
I moved over to Korea, and then as soon as I got into the studio, I did my audition songs, like HaNy, 1, 2, 3, 4, Speakers, and 21 songs, and pretty much those were my audition songs as soon as I got to Area Creations, and good so far.
Lots of Korean singers also do acting in TV dramas. Obviously, this is a perfect fit for you. Are there any particular K-dramas that you like? Maybe you and Rydia can act together in the same show sometime in the future.
I've always been a fan of being diverse as an artist, and just because I'm, focusing on my singing career and my music career at the moment does not mean that I've given up on anything else. Acting will always stay with me, and so will music as well. The great thing is that I have developed further in acting throughout my life, and now it's the chance for Area Creations to help me further develop my music career, and hopefully it will work out. I know it will. And yeah, I'll be that multi-talented, hopefully.
Have you actually studied any music-related subjects, and do you write any of your own songs or play any instruments?
Yes, I do play many instruments and I do write my own music. Thanks to a lot of my improvisation skills, I've been able to, sit down, chillax and, write my own stuff. And yes, I did at university and throughout high school. I think learning music is a fundamental thing anywhere you go nowadays. Like any school, they all teach music, It's a fundamental thing. It definitely has helped me understand music a lot more theoretically. And so, yeah.
In the Korean music industry, who are you most looking forward to meeting?
I've always been a fan of amoeba culture, entertainment artists. But because I'm a newbie to this K-pop industry, I get so excited like this little girl whenever I am introduced to new K-pop artists. If I get to, meet anyone, that would be an honor.
What style of music do you normally prefer listening to and singing to?
I am such an indie rock pop listener. Like, I used to be the little indie kid who listened to Beatles and rock out to Nirvana or listen to Matt Corby or anything that was acoustic or just indie pop rock, and so I've been a big fan of that, and so it's a big change for me. And for singing, it's a bit different because although I do write my own music, which are mostly acoustic stuff, like indie acoustic ballads and stuff, Aria Creations is really bringing something different for me to sing and produce. And so I guess I'm very excited for this new change.
What's it been like since you moved over to Korea from Australia? Were you nervous about meeting the new family, i.e. Aria Creations?
Meeting the new Aria Creations family, definitely. Of course I was nervous. They're like this new change in my life and I want to make a good first impression. And so I actually spent a few hours at home deciding on what to wear before I came out to see them and stuff. But yeah, it's good to see them. It's good to be with the family. I feel like I'm always at home.
Some Korean girl groups nowadays just rely on sexy videos rather than their actual music to gain attention. What are your thoughts on this though? And are you generally shy about things like that? Or does it not bother you at all?
I think the use of sexy as a concept, especially in music videos and Korean girl groups, they do it to gain attention. And, I believe that there is so much more you could do to entertain people than stripping or taking your clothes off or showing more skin, Aria Creations, the reason why I clicked with them so well is because they looked beyond that and they are willing to create something much different to this. And so, we're hoping for a new change.
In general, do you travel much?
Actually, I'm not much of a traveler, even though I've moved around a lot in my life. However, exciting news is that Aria Creations have some plans this year in the future coming up where we will be roaming the world a bit. So stay tuned for some news.
Are you surprised by how much K-pop is beginning to become more and more popular outside of Korea? And why do you think it appeals to non-Koreans?
No, I'm not surprised that K-pop is slowly ruling the world. It's because it's so different. I mean, there are so many great aspects that K-pop bring to music and to the entertainment life itself. I mean, look at the colors, look at the way they produce and present themselves, It's so different to how Western music and Western artists present themselves. And it's a completely different culture, a new tradition that's being introduced. And I think human beings are very excited to see new things that come out like this.
So we're all eager to know, what's the plan for your music? Is it going to be Korean only? Or will there be English versions for international fans as well?
My music will definitely be in both Korean and English, because that's what Aria Creations Global Entertainment is about. The reason why we're singing both in Korean and English is because we believe that K-pop can be expressed in English as well and can be sung in English as a K-pop genre. There is also going to be a remix version from Aria Creations for the music that we make. This is for the fans who are into different kinds of music, the more pop fun or different music types.
Do you have any particular Western singers or groups that you'd love to sing with?
Like I said before, I'm a big indie music listener, and so if it was Western, it would probably have to be the Beatles or some other new, like Little Dragons or any other indie music bands.
What sort of things do you like to do in your spare time? And with all your skills, do you even have time for hobbies?
I have hobbies as well. Hobbies like longboarding down by the beach. I'm such an Aussie. I love my water. I love my land. I love my grass, my green grass and fields and rolling around and chillaxing, sleeping, reading, and could go on forever, really. But ever since I've come to Korea, Seoul is a very tight, compact city. It's got like skyscrapers and like apartments and buildings everywhere, like stuck next to each other. And if you really want to go out and like smell some green, fresh grass, you have to go down to the countryside, which is very, very far away, or on the borderlines. The lifestyle's been very, very different, and I'm trying to adapt to it.
Recently, you celebrated your 21st birthday. It may be rather belated, but congratulations! I can barely remember when I was 21. Are you sad that you won't be able to spend your birthdays with friends and family in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I'm shattered that I won't be in Australia with my friends and family, especially my mom and my brother. But, you know, I can always party here as well, so we'll just have to go with the flow.
Okay, here's an off-the-wall question. If there was ever HaNy Lee the video game, what sort of style would it be?
HaNy Lee the video game would be quite hectic. It will be much more hectic than GTA, I reckon. But that's a secret.
Well, HaNy, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. We can't wait to hear your first single release later this year. If you have anything that you would like to say to your fans, please say it now.
So Ari Creations and I have been working really, really hard, and so we are hoping that all the support and the love will come to us and be there for us by our sides when everything is released, and also hopefully you guys will enjoy it, which is the most important aspect. And yeah, thank you so much. It was lovely to speak to you all. Bye.